Welcome to Ask Evette, and today we have a question. My lower back has been giving me pain for nearly 4 years, and it was excruciatingly initially but has improved a lot with physical therapies and approaches. What else am I missing? So that is a very good question. Hi, my name is Evette Rose, author and founder of Metaphysical Anatomy, which is a book of 679 medical ailments where I've done years of research, and we found a commonality where we all universally share emotional stress and emotional wounds behind the same ailments. So welcome to today's topic, which is all about back pain in the S1 part of the hip area. So that's in the lower hips that we have, almost like in the middle of the hip bones at the tailbone. So this kind of condition, especially because what I gathered from the question is that there wasn't really an injury, there wasn't really something, specifically that happened that stood out. So it begs the question for me, maybe this could have started due to inflammation. Now, if that is the case, then we're looking now at, in metaphysical anatomy especially, inflammation always means unresolved anger. And in most cases, it is suppressed anger. So you're not even consciously aware of it. And combining now perhaps this inflammation with not walking correctly. It could be that there's, a lot of emotions that's also taking place apart from the anger, because you have to look at, if it's the legs, if it's because of the legs that you're not walking correctly and it's creating an imbalance now in this joint hip area, then we're looking at the legs in terms of where in your life were you walking or moving towards, or a goal that you were trying to achieve 4 years ago that challenged, that really challenged you. Maybe it pushed you into a corner. Maybe you didn't feel supported. Maybe you felt like there were things that you just couldn't juggle, and you were trying to balance too many things in your life. And it could be that you deep down or subconsciously started to resent the path that you were on, the way that it was making you feel. Maybe walking in anger. It also depends, whether it's the left side or the right side that was carrying the most stress. That could have caused this part of the lower back area now to maybe become inflamed, become irritated because of the lack of balance that is there. So it could be, anything to do with, femininity issues, masculinity issues, unresolved things with mom that's now being re-triggered in different dynamics in your life. It could be issues, related to maybe unresolved aspects of that's now being re-triggered in your life, playing out in different scenarios. And it's bringing up a lot of old emotions that you're now putting into your present life. It's almost like you're trying to deal with old emotions that's coming up presently, and you're trying to deal with it from that perspective, which can actually cause you to become the hamster in the wheel, because the approach that you have to it is not with the correct intentions or with the correct understanding necessarily. So that already is one very important way of how you can look at this. What's also very interesting that came up when I just felt into this, which wouldn't surprise me, but humor me, this might not be related to you, but it's more a general overview of when you look at the specific placement of this bone, of this joint area. I couldn't help but feel that something happened 4 years ago where you applied perhaps a coping strategy or perhaps a solution that your mom normally would have applied into a problematic dynamic. And it's almost like you took on an approach of how your mom would have dealt with that, meaning stepping a little bit inside of her personality or certain ways of what she was doing. it also could have been, and setting that aside just a little bit, because we're still with mom now, certain aspects that she could have felt while she was pregnant with you, and whatever it is that she felt, similar issues were going on in your life 4 years ago that maybe now triggered the combination of how she felt and what you're feeling, which is very much the same. But at the time when she was pregnant with you, bear with me, with the time she was pregnant with you, she felt tremendous amount of pain there in her body. And remember, you are now there as well. There's big parts of you. You're like a sponge. You're taking in so much of what's happening with your mom. So whatever it is that she was feeling that was going on in her life, certain aspects of these emotions are being triggered in you, which triggers the memory, the cellular memory of how she felt in you, which reinforces that emotional stress, which can also trigger the memory of the pain that you felt in her body, but now it's coming forward in your body. So have a look at that, because I have seen cases like this, not specifically with this bone, but when we look at pain, especially stubborn areas or aspects of pain. So I would highly recommend that you ask some questions, maybe check in with mom, what was going on, and see if you can find a theme there. See if you can find like an algorithm that kind of, starts to make sense there for you. And also now, another aspect, when we just look at the general side of things, when we look at the general, of this bone, we're also now looking at maybe you felt trapped. There's a part of you that also could have felt trapped or stuck in a financial situation, maybe where you had to make really big decisions. You felt maybe stuck like the ham in the sandwich, where you had to choose between two sides or parties, where there was a financial dilemma involved. Maybe you had too much people that you had to look after, or things you felt responsible for providing, and it completely threw your direction in life, where it is that you wanted to go, where you saw yourself completely out of alignment, completely off balance. But I'm feeling a little bit of a self-sacrifice, personality here in you, because you do want to do what's best for others, but you don't always keep yourself in consideration. And I feel that this pain is kind of like trying to show you that. It's like, where do you fit into all of this? Everyone's happy, everyone else is doing great, everyone is attended to, but who's attending to you? Okay, so this is also showing you to allow yourself to receive a little bit more, to slow down in whatever direction it is that you're going in, because wherever it is that you feel that you're going in, there could also be a fear of losing your freedom within that. Okay, so it's like there's a battle, there's a fight for freedom, but now it begs the question, who against do you feel that you're fighting for? Why is it that you feel like you have to fight for your freedom in the first place? Because freedom is your birthright. It's something that you can just have. So someone or something challenged that in the past that convinced you that you can't have it, that you're not allowed to just have this natural sense of freedom, especially with decisions, especially with things that you would like to move into with your life. So keep all these things in mind, because it really does look like the hip area, this S1 joint that you're struggling with, I feel it's a secondary problem. I really do. And what you want to look at is, look at the way that you walk. Do you lean too much forward when you walk? Do you lean too much backward? See if you can look at the way that you're even walking, by moving your shoulder postures a little bit. Play around with that and see if that creates a change, because there is something that I feel where you feel pushed in your life. You feel pushed forward too fast, too much, and it's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and it's bringing up this fear of losing my freedom. It's bringing up a fear of, am I going to adjust well to this change? Is this really what I want? Something is moving too fast. Okay, there's an element that I feel of something is also just moving a little bit too fast for you, whether it's circumstances pushing you, or whether it's even you that's being too hard on yourself. So have a look at all these points and all these aspects. And of course, if you want to find out more about metaphysical anatomy, you can go to metaphysicalapp.com, All my books now, including the big book, is on a mobile phone app. So guys, go grab it and keep asking these great questions. And I do hope that that has helped. So guys, until next time, be the light that you are. Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!